right, man. Y'all already know why the fuck we here. What we came here to do today. You see the squad. Everybody got black on, at least one piece of black clothing. So, yeah, we here to talk some shit today, man. Welcome to another episode of
These are the aesthetics.
I go by the name of Cheech, aka Professional Shit Talker. AKA, if you have my number, don't at me on any social media platforms, aka I'm always open to constructive criticism, just not hate.
All right.
Mhm.
Okay. I go by the name of Gary, aka In Gary Trust, aka Black Content Creator, aka I do not mute, I unfollow.
Okay, I like it. And today, man, y'all done seen him on the show a few times. He's done the live show.
Damn near a third member at this point.
Yeah, y'all done call
I
him
feel like a regular at this point.
y'all done call him the Palm Beach Drewski.
Yep.
Your girl's favorite doctor.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You guys actually got some AKAs for him out there too. Yeah, we got Terrence back on the show, man.
Yep.
Up, man?
Appreciate y'all having me. Yep.
Thank you for pulling up in your busy schedule.
Yeah.
Hey,
For
always.
making the time to see us. You know?
Always.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Thinking about the little people, we appreciate it.
Nah, never.
You can still associate yourself with the little people.
I mean, as an adult, I feel like now we at the age where it's like we gotta plan the fun. Like even to go watch a game now, you gotta start scheduling shit a week in advance. And then now niggas got girlfriends, family obligations, jobs. Some of us gotta wake up at 6 a.m. now to go to work. Some of us, are busy on the weekends. Some of us work late nights. So yeah, it's becoming a task now to hang out with your friends or to spend some quality time with the people you love.
Oh yeah, for sure. Me and Gary was just on the phone yesterday talking about that. Like,
Facts.
if it's not like fully scheduled out or
It's gonna be
something
tough.
that's like prevalent to go to,
And let's
in
not
the
even
house.
talk about a trip because we've been trying to plan a trip with all of us for like years now. Or even try to go to a concert. Like we done
It's
played
tough.
mad shit in the group chat.
schedules,
It's tough.
PTO time, people having money at different times, it's tough.
And plus, like, especially when, like, say, if, like, everybody for in the concert there, the concert's $1,000. It's like,
Legit.
What are we doing?
And what's crazy, it's only gonna get worse because once niggas get married or kids are involved, like it's gonna be even
10 times harder.
10 times harder.
Mhm.
For real.
But how's everyone feeling? How's your mental health? How would you rate your life experience right now from a scale of 1 to 10? I'm gonna start with the guests and I'll go around the room. And I'll ask.
Well, for me personally, solid 9 right now. This is the best space I've been in a while. Personally, like with my career, in terms of my career, like growing at a exponential rate, and just like stuff lining up in my personal life, I'm pretty good mental space right now. This is good.
What would you
Okay.
rate your life experience right now on a scale of 1 to 10?
Life experience in terms of like how my life is going day to day.
Yeah,
Solid 8.59.
it's pretty good.
Pretty.
Alright. She told you you're not the father?
That's a B. That's a B plus.
We still are no kids. We're a team, no kids right now. We're gonna have to
No
make
kids.
that.
We
So,
building. We building.
We're building.
I love it. We building.
We build it right now.
Yeah,
No
man.
kids
We
on
working.
way,
The
no
foundation.
Yeah, we laying down the brick by brick.
Yes, yes, for sure. That transition though, like from like I don't want to say boy to manhood, but just like that tradition to where like you're in all adult things is like what's going on for me. Like,
Yeah.
trying to get a house, moving up into your career, like
Mm-hmm.
fully adult stuff. That's what position I'm in right now, and I'm enjoying it. So,
And before Gary go and give us, talk about like how he's doing, what I realize is everyone in this room is kind of blessed in a sense that we were not forced into manhood. Like a lot of us are still staying at home, or a lot of us are choosing to stay by ourselves. Everyone is pretty much like making certain decisions on their own to how to kind of live their lives. And
We all
I
have
think it's a
freedom to an
blessing.
extent. We all
Yeah,
have
we,
Oh,
all,
yeah,
we,
for
have,
sure.
we all have the freedom because I thought about it one time, and me and you have this conversation all the time where it's like, bro, the fact that me and you just be going back and forth on what we want to eat for the day. You feel me? It's a blessing because some people can't even eat. Some people can afford to eat what they want to, you feel me? Or just do what they want to do on a daily basis. So I think, we blessed when it comes to, if you're looking at things in that perspective. But go ahead, Gary.
Yeah, man, I'm good. I can't complain. If I had to rate myself out of 10, I'm gonna say a solid 8.
Okay.
So I've been like haven't been getting much sleep this week. I don't know why. Like I just feel like I'm just consistently anxious about something, but I don't know what it is. But it's like I don't know. It's probably some deep rooted shit that I just like need to like just I don't know, just like
Or
sit down and
something
think
big
about
is coming.
that too. That too. So it's like yeah, just trying to stay consistent, and that's honestly one of the hardest things that anybody can really do right now is honestly just staying consistent because like. Even though I'm glad that people tell me, "Oh, bro, I see you with the 2 podcasts, you being consistent this day." Hey, man, I'm like everything. I say the same thing to everybody. Hey, man, I'm trying to keep it that way.
No, for sure.
Trying my best.
Nothing is harder than like waking up and going 100%, and you don't see like basically like any change, but you're still making progress. That's probably the hardest thing in life. Like every week, you guys do the podcast. It's getting better. It's getting sharper, but you can't see it firsthand view. But that consistency is what, and it's hard to do. That's why people don't go to law school or doctor school because you got to wake up for 8-10 years and consistently study and do this and that and not
In
really
hopes.
see no return.
Yeah, in
It
hopes
takes
that-
a while to get return on anything that's worthwhile. So it's tough for real.
Yeah.
So what was your rating? What was your rating? What
My
number
rating
did
was
you
an
give?
8.
8. Okay. Well, mine is a 7 right now. Obviously, you guys are close to me. You guys know what's going on. It's not it's not for the public, but I'm going through a transition. You feel me? Things are lining up, and things are falling apart at the same time. But one of the things that I'm grateful for is that I have a strong support system around me, and something that I it's not even that I downplayed, but it's like I've been good to a lot of people. And sometimes you don't know how many favors you got out there until you need something, and people come through and be like, "Oh man, I remember you did this for me, so this ain't nothing for me to look out for you now." So it's good to be solid to people because like the fruits of your labor comes back, and it's good to have solid friends and certain relationships that you could count on in your moments of needs, and you don't have people that's gonna throw it back in your face like, "Oh, nigga, ah, ha, ha, ha," whatever. But yeah, I'm at a 7 out of 10. That's a C. I passed the test. You feel me? On to the next one.
Unless you're a
But,
Caribbean parent, if it's not an A, you failed.
I'm excited, man.
That was
Yeah,
a crazy bar. Right
dog. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to chop it up with y'all. Y'all damn near my brothers. You feel me? So yeah, let's get into the shits, man, because we
Yeah.
got
Get
a
to it.
lot
Get
to
to
talk
it.
about.
A lot to
Let's
talk
get
about.
to it.
A lot of. I wish we literally just had an audience behind us just to throw like some just caps whenever we cap them because we know the cap is gonna come. Some
It's
cape is gonna
inevitable.
come,
It's inevitable.
and honesty is gonna come as well. Hopefully.
Yeah.
So for the first topic, you already know what it is. Drake, he dropped his I don't even know what album it is. I think it's 8th or 10th. I don't know what type of number that album it is, but it's called For All the Dogs. He literally
For All the
dropped it
Dogs.
this week,
Mhm.
and everybody had mixed reviews. And obviously, we're gonna give our takes. And before I actually even really talk about the album itself, what was everyone's pretty much? What was your experience listening to? Did everybody get to enjoy the album? Obviously, all of us listened to it, but did we get to enjoy it? Did you listen to the whip? Did you listen to like Beats headphones? Did you hear it outside? What time did y'all wake up to listen to the album? Did y'all wake up early? How did y'all
I like
stumble
that.
upon it?
I like those
Well,
questions.
me personally, every time Drake drops an album, when I'm traveling now, like an hour for work, so I listen to it in the car with no interruptions.
90
That
miles per
full-
hour.
No, I'm a good driver. So I'm listening to it in the car, no interruptions from song 1 to the end, and I'll just let it play. And I enjoyed it personally. I enjoyed the album. I like that he had. I'm surprised on the features he's had. Like I thought J. Cole, that surprised me.
Wait, don't get into that, man. It was just your experience. Did you get to listen to it yet?
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
did for sure.
Okay, and did you? So you listened to it? At what time in the morning did you listen to it?
About like 6:15 a.m.
6:15 a.m. Okay, and obviously because he was going to work.
Yeah.
What about you, Cheese? What was your experience listening to that?
I honestly, bro, I didn't listen to the album until I want to say Sunday, bro, because like I was busy with work, and like usually I'm getting off work late, so it's like the album drop on my way home. I would listen to it after a long day, and get to the house, and as I'm getting ready for bed, I'll vibe out to it, but I didn't get around to the album until Sunday, and yeah, I listened to it in my AirPods at home, and yeah, I had an organic reaction to it. It was normal. I was at home, Sundays are my off days. You feel me? So I was doing laundry and listening to the album.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, as far as me, like, first of all, I speak for everybody. Everybody was pissed the fact that this nigga dropped the album at like 6 o'clock in the morning. So like the day it came out, I actually woke up at 6:30 because like I have a corporate job. So it's like when you work a corporate job, you're kind of used to waking up a little bit earlier. The only thing is, this album made me realize that I'm really getting older because I realized this year I don't like listening to rap music in the morning. That's how I know
It's a little brutal. It
it's
is.
like literally, it's like I'm literally listening to freaking Sade in the morning. I'm listening to the SZA album in the morning. So like I realized, like, I don't really like listening to rap, but I literally woke up at 6:30 and I literally just like played it through. I listened to it in the whip, in the AirPods. I actually, I forgot my dad had the Beat Studio headphones he got for Christmas last year, and I forgot I saw those laying around the house. So I'm like, oh shoot, literally feels like you in a club by yourself, and like I got my full experience with the album. So let's get into it. Who wants to go first? Your initial reactions, your favorite songs. Who wants to dig in first?
Yeah, I'm not gonna go super detailed because it's,
This is what this podcast is for. You can go as detailed as you want.
no, I know because it's like I still like remembering the names of the songs. It's still brand new. Like I don't know the
You can go
album.
on your phone if you want.
Yeah, no excuses, man. Pull your
Look,
phone.
but personally, you know I'm from Chi-Town, so having Chief Keef on the album is a
We
big
knew that.
W. You know how?
There we go.
I thought that was a big W.
My favorite song, All the Parties.
Oh, well, yeah, and I like the one with Party Next Door. Whatever the
Members
name.
Only.
Yeah, members only was fire, and J. Cole. I thought I surprisingly I didn't know J. Cole hasn't had a number one hit.
Yeah.
That was surprising. I did not know that. I thought. I mean, he's had great hits.
You gotta
most of the
remember
time.
when there's like when people like Drake and Fetty Wap exist throughout the years.
No,
Some-
for
sometimes
sure.
they
I
dress
just
it
said-
up though.
And
Sometimes
they
they
if
say
we, were,
top
if we were
10.
talking like blankly, like we said, J. Cole's never even had a number one hit. Somebody be like, yo, you're cap. He's at, you know what I'm saying? Like we said it blankly, but
Yeah.
But
I
there's
saw-
number ones on different charts because there's the Billboard charts, there's the R&B chart, there's the hip hop chart, and then there's the top 10 records.
We really talking about Billboard.
But I was talking about the
Yeah.
Billboard. I'm just
Oh, yeah,
like
that's
out
a little
of
rough.
out of the years for him not to have number one chart, that was surprising to me. But those three were the ones that stood out to me personally. So, what do you think?
Yeah.
Did you like the album?
I did, yeah. I give it a solid 8.5 out of 10.
8.5.
Wow. All right. This guy. I mean, whenever Drake drop, it's Drake Day. You get what I'm saying? Everybody gave him like a clear pathway, pretty much. Like besides Earl Sweatshirt and a couple R&B niggas that sprinkled a few songs or maybe an EP, everybody kind of got out of his way because they know that Sean would be on Drake. You feel me? Nobody would give a fuck about anything else but Drake. In my personal opinion, the album was a 7 because there's a few things that caught me off guard. Number one, let's start with the basics. Let me start with the Love. The Love, well produced album sonically. It's a masterpiece. There are certain songs, there's certain beat switches that I thought was a little out of pocket because I feel like that's more of a Kanye and Travis bag. But I
understand.
respect it because as big as you are, you're still willing to experiment and try something new, or you've seen something work for somebody else. You know, as a sniper, as a soldier, as a veteran, like it's always good to learn from others. You're never above that. So if you feel like Travis could do it, I could see Drake saying, "Oh, nigga, Travis could get away with it. I'm great. I could do it 10 times better." But it might not resonate with your fans because you haven't done it in the last 5 or 6 albums, or why are you doing this now? My harsh critiques really started with the beginning song. What a great sample, what a great beat. I thought he was gonna be on some hip hop shit. He was gonna give me that Tuscan leather, that legend Drake. You feel me? All the braggadocious shit. Because Drake always have a standout intro song that sets the tone for the rest of the album. So I was a little let down when he started with some R&B shit.
As an R&B guy, surprised.
As an R&B, because that when you name the album For the Dogs,
For all the dogs.
for all the dogs, I'm thinking like I'm gonna get spicy Drake, braggadocious Drake. I'm
Laugh
rich
now, cry
Drake.
later, Drake.
Yeah, like I'm putting my foot on y'all niggas' neck, Drake. I'm better than all y'all
Sicko
niggas.
mode, Drake.
I'm one. You feel me? I'm thinking I'm about to get. I'm one hit away from beating Michael Jackson record, Drake. Like you feel me? Obviously, we can all agree that Drake is on his victory lap, and I said that last week. Drake is collecting his Infinity Stones. Like he knows he don't have to drop another fucking album. He's a GOAT. He done broke so many numbers. It's gonna be hard for the next generation even catch up to what he's done. So the first song threw me off a little bit. Then he got in his bag. Then he got spicy with the girls. He started getting mixy. Started talking about some of the women in his life and some of the women that he's dealt with. Name dropped a few people. Threw some jabs at a few people. To make a long story short, my favorite song is 8 a.m. in Charlotte. I love that type of Drake. I love timestamp Drake, aka timeless Drake. I like when you get on a record on a simple beat and I get to hear you rap with no hook and you going crazy. I love that shit. That's some rapper shit. And that's one of the times where we don't look at you like we humanize you. You feel me? It's like, damn, this nigga is rich, he's wealthy. What problems could he possibly have? Who is he? Like, who's messing with him? Who hates him? That's when he gets his hate off. That's when he gets his frustrations off. That's when he gets his bars off. That's when he gives the OG hip hop heads some real medicine and what they listening to. Of course, the members only. The record with Cole is a highly anticipated record because he hasn't done a record with Cole for a long time.
I think a decade actually.
BBL Love is another standout of mine.
That's for nasty niggas.
I love when Drake mixed the singing and then he gets in the rap. I don't like when it's super. I don't like when it's strictly R&B. And if it is, it has to be on a specific beat because if it's a beat where I feel like you could have stopped and given me a couple bars, then it kind of throws me off. You feel me? So, but yeah, I'm looking at the album. Fear of Heights is a standout. The Yeet record was a standout. Bahamas Promises is a standout. Drew a Picasso was crazy. Members Only was crazy. Like I said, 8 a.m. in Charlotte. Rich Baby Daddy, I don't hate it because I know where that record is gonna work and I know where I'm gonna enjoy it. So if you know
where are you gonna enjoy it?
If you know, you know.
Where they let it breathe.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. In Polar Opposites, what a way to end a fucking masterpiece. Yeah, that's my take. Like I said, a 7 out of 10. It was not my favorite Drake project, but he experimented on this. He welcomed some new energy on the album. Yeet, Teezo, Touchdown. There's certain people that you never thought Drake would work on this project. Like, who would have thought Drake would even work with Sexy Red? You feel me?
We saw that coming.
I saw that coming.
They
teased it.
2 flick ups.
This has been her year though. She's on everything.
I'll say she got Glorilla out of here.
But that's what I'm saying.
She got City Girls out of here.
Hey, talent wise, those two are better than her. But her marketing
is because of this because of the season and the year Glorilla had last year. I thought like I'm gonna go holla at the vets. You feel me? But whatever. But honestly, like I said, 7 out of 10, solid project. I'm gonna create my own playlist off this album because honestly, if I'm keeping it a buck, no bias shit, I'm really gonna fuck with 12 songs out of this 23 piece. To be honest with you. Okay. Some of this shit, like I'm not gonna go back to. Mm-hmm. And if I do, a woman would have to play it around me or somebody else who want to request this in the car while I'm driving. But a lot of this shit, I'm cool.
All right.
Yeah.
So I guess my take for all the dogs, I'm gonna give it just as well as a 7 out of 10. I personally, on first listen, even though I listened to it in the morning, it was like, okay, like when I first heard it, I instantly liked it better than CLB, surprisingly. And I think my main gripe with CLB was that it felt like we had aged the music. Like he made songs about a year or two prior. But songs like this, you can tell he had in the tuck for probably no more than a span of 3 to 4 months. Like, which I'm actually surprised. You gotta remember that Drake's been consistently dropping projects for like a decade now. Dropping features, dropping albums. So I wasn't going into this album. I wasn't expecting much because like Cheat said, this is a victory lap for Drake. He didn't really have to drop anything because I'm like, yo, fam, you on tour? You dropping more music? Okay. So went into the album. My standout songs. I do like the song "Amen" with Teezo Touchdown. By the way, Teezo Touchdown is literally a highlight of this album. When I would say, I'm gonna say this on camera, Ty Dolla $ign, I would be worried.
Alright, relax.
I'm gonna say it.
Relax.
Not say I'm not taking nothing away from Ty Dolla $ign. Everybody knows how much I love Ty Dolla $ign. But as far as is like, if you want a younger sound and you want a nigga that can actually sing and use his vocals on a record, Teezo's officially gonna be on that docket now, right next to you, bro. Just saying. Depending on if it's like depending on the crowd or like the energy you want on a song. Even though we know Ty Dolla $ign kills it every time, if you want someone that's like a little bit more younger to get to a specific audience, Teezo gonna be right there.
Quick rebuttal. Why not niggas like Don Toliver? Because he's killing shit.
I didn't say he wasn't. All I'm saying is, as far as like when you hear Teezo Touchdown, like there's some of the records where I thought Ty Dolla $ign was on it. It's Teezo Touchdown. I'm singing it. Ty Dolla $ign, he kind of created his own voice where it's like at one point he sounded like Travis Scott, but now it's like he's kind of like harmonizing and he's actually singing a lot more often. I can distinct him from Travis Scott easier. But with Teezo, I think he killed it. He killed it on Amen, and he killed it on one of my favorite records, 7969 Santa. I'm just gonna say it out there. Leave it. Some more highlights. Obviously, the Cole record, the Yeet song. I don't hate it. I like it. I know, like, because everyone knows, like, Gary, you love SoundCloud rap. I know I'm supposed to like it, but I just don't want to. I don't like hearing these songs on a Drake album, in my personal opinion. This is clearly a Yeet song. It should have went on a Yeet album, but Drake was like, you know what, fuck it, let's put it on the album. Oh well. And I don't know if you guys realize this album, even though it's called For All the Dogs, it's really for all the pups. This is the kids ate this album.
Newer sound.
A little bit newer sound. So some more records. I love the record Slime Me Up. I love that as a single, and I actually love it even better in the album. It kind of like basically it goes well with it. Bahama Promises is cool. With me about this song is like I think Drake just literally just made this for the captions because everybody be going to the Bahamas for a weekend. I think Drake, this is kind of like a money move. Everyone is literally just going to use that song as for captions. Members Only, Party Next Door. I think, I don't know if you were talking about, I think Party Next Door had a lot of influence on this album because there's some records that's like polar opposites. And then like, there's another song on here. I can't think of the name right now, but it's like, I hear like Drake kind of doing like, it kind of in his Party Next Door bag, like kind of getting into like his real moody, grimy, and the way he kind of has his word patterns. It literally feels like there's like Party Next Door like ghost records for these specific songs. And like I said, All the Parties is my favorite song on the album, mainly because the fact is I like how he used Chief Keef as a chorus, and then I love that like that sample, like the West End Girls from like the Pet Shop Boys. I love how he flipped it, and I didn't really care for BBO Love. That's just my personal opinion, and I'm gonna say it. I actually love Rich Baby Daddy.
Really?
I love that song.
I fuck with it.
The reason why I like it is because it literally sounds like a Miami record. Like when you outside, I can hear that song coming on. Like even when like remember that song Child's Play on Views?
Yeah.
That's the kind of momentum I got from it. Like even like a Nice for What, it kind of got into that bag, but this one was obviously a little more like rated R, uncut, more raunchy. Yeah.
I could even say it sounds a little Atlanta-ish too. Like
yeah, for sure.
They were playing the skating ring, so the skate culture is big up there. I could hear that being played in a skating ring, and niggas are dancing and competing and all that shit.
It's dope. It keeps you on your toes.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Drake keeps you on your toes. Like nobody, I was not expecting Chief on it. Was not.
I was twice, but like as far as like with the album, like I really enjoyed it, but I know, like I said, there's been mixed reviews about this album, and I completely understand. But one conversation I want to have, and it's going to get into like our next topic, is where it's like there's some people who I call them selfish consumers. Like I know when like a product is put out, and I know it's not for me. Like Lil Uzi, his last album, The Pink Tape, I know that shit wasn't for me. I've been listening to Uzi since 2016. I know when Uzi's trying to get the white opium white boys on his wave. He wants Cardi's fans to love that shit. I know what music is catered to, who it's for, and then when it's not for me. And on another thing about this album is where it's like, I'll say it. I think this is like an album where Drake actually dumbed down his bars, in my personal opinion. The reason why I say that is because you have certain songs like 8 a.m. in Charlotte. I like the song, but it kind of gives me more of that Do Not Disturb vibes. Even though Do Not Disturb is technically like a time step record, but he kind of revamped it, which is completely understandable because Drake is not really like sitting up and like rapping like kind of like at 5 a.m. in Toronto, 6 p.m. in New York, if you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So like as far as that, and I think the last thing I want to talk about before we get into our next topic, because obviously this album was kind of made more for casual Drake fans, more casual listeners. Do you think Rocky needs to get a fair one with Drake?
So was it like a blatant?
That's blatant. In my opinion, I think it was blatant.
Okay. I mean, no. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't.
I think I agree with you. I think if I'm Rocky, I'm doing my victory lap too. Like you played, you fumbled that billionaire shorty that you were supposed to hold down, and I got her now. We got 2 kids together. Like I'm never gonna go broke.
And it's also one of those things.
And I'm
It's
in
a fight
love.
I don't think Rocky would want to go against. Like you go against Drake.
Rocky can't rap though. People forget Rocky can't
It's
rap.
influence. It's
I'm
influence.
not knocking skill wise. He can rap with the best of them. I just think in terms of the public and how they'll take that, it's an uphill battle when you go against Drake. Because Meek Mill can rap too, and he died badly. So
And I think if you Rocky, you got the biggest gun in that fight. You got Rihanna, who's the like dot connector between y'all. Like if Rihanna just tweet, damn, this lame ass nigga is still on this shit.
We're talking
after
about the
year-
song Fair Heights, by the way.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, if Rihanna respond instead of Rocky, it hurts. It hurts Drake more because it's like, I'm happy in my relationship. I think I upgraded to a better man, but because Drake is on that shit where it's like, your man is not more successful than me. To Drake is like an ego thing. It's like that nigga ain't got more clout. He's not more popular, and he's not getting more money. So I feel like you downgraded. But she probably see it like, fam, I wanted a baby, but you wanted to go make music and hang out and tour the fucking world. Like I'm getting up there in age. And again, this is obviously we're gonna talk about this more deeper, but women have a biological clock. And it's no knock to Rihanna, but Rihanna is not exempt from that. Fam, if I'm reaching my 30s and I want a baby, I've been in this industry for a while, I want to settle down, I want to get married, I don't want to see you be a playboy and talk about all the hoes you want to fuck and string me along. Like, you feel me?
She doesn't care about being like too in tune with the youth because she already has her core audience. Like obviously with Drake, you seeing him hang around with the Zach Bias, the freaking the Benny X's. Like he's trying to get in touch with like the new sound, the Central C's, and allegedly still fucking 25-year-old girl.
Yeah, I feel like when Rihanna was ready for a committed relationship or something solid, Drake was probably like still on the fun train. Like, yo, shit, I'm geeked. I'm fucking with Rihanna. I'm gonna travel.
I'm a millionaire.
You feel me? I feel like Drake was
like,
like,
give him a chance to enjoy it. Like you're not gonna hop off that
I know,
train too early.
but as niggas, we know we can't play that game with certain females, especially if they're seasoned vets. Because Rihanna at a certain point, she dated Kareem Benzema, like she dated cream of the crop niggas. She dated Leonardo. She dated allegedly. She dated princes. You feel me? Like she's dated quality niggas where it's like, all right, I'm done getting casual dick. I want somebody to spend the rest of my life with. What you want? Oh, you still want to be on this childish shit? I'm cool. Go ahead, enjoy your bitches. I'm gonna try to find happiness elsewhere. And it's like now you're salty because you let that girl get away. And as a fellow Scorpio, I've went through this before, and I respect it.
I mean,
okay. Now, like I guess getting into like the next topic is obviously Drake versus Joe Budden. Obviously, you guys don't know Joe Budden. Joe Budden is a retired rapper. He has a very successful podcast, the Joe Budden Podcast. And obviously, Joe Budden was actually, I think he was even the first podcast to even put out a reaction to the album because he uploads on Fridays. Like, his Patreon is uploaded on Fridays.
And he has the loudest voice, too.
Exactly. So it's like, oh no, he uploads on Saturday, I believe. He records Friday. And he has the loudest voice in hip hop. So he gave his critiques, and he says that obviously he wasn't the biggest fan. He loved the album. He still said he said he still loves the album, but he gave his honest critiques as like a rapper and probably even as like a peer as well. So, and obviously it's debatable on like how hard he went going at Drake when it comes to like, hey, you sleeping on these records, you got bodied by Cole. I have to rearrange my rapper order between you, Kendrick, and Cole, and talk about like, oh, and he publicly said this on air, like, stop fucking 25-year-old girls. And
which I don't see why you don't mix the personal with that.
Shit.
And second, with Drake writing that long paragraph, like, act like you're in a class that's untouchable. Like, you such a... I get it. Don't get me wrong. Joe Budden has a voice. Joe Budden, but current day, to the casual person, they wouldn't even put you guys on the same table. So if you're Drake, like, just let him get his one off and just be so high up. Like, by you bringing the attention to it, now I'm going to tune in to the critique. for real, and bring more smoke to the critique. Like, I mean, I just think he could have played it off a little better. Like,
the shit
if I'm at Drake's
me,
level, I'm not gonna even entertain like that level of critique. I'm up here. You guys are all looking up to my music and critiquing my music, but I'm up here. I'm not gonna answer that solely. That's just me personally. If I'm that high,
the shit that
if I'm an up and coming artist, for sure, you're getting the clout. But you're at the top. Like, there's nobody above Drake right now. You're at the top. Besides maybe Bad Bunny. Maybe, I don't know. Anybody else?
Bro, when he mentioned Kai Cenat, like, stay the fuck away from Kai Cenat. Like, all right, bro, you doing a little too much. But I'm going to let Cheech, what's your take on this? Because I know everybody wants to know what Cheech's take on this is because, like I said before, Cheech is going to be torn because Joe Budden is his man's, and he's a big Drake fan of Scorpio as well. So what is your take before I even give my take? Or you want me to go first?
You can go first. Go
What I'm gonna say is that, like, with Joe Budden's reaction, I don't think what I literally heard him like give his rant or his take on the album, I don't think he was going out of pocket with regards to the music. But as far as the personal shit, even though I know like Drake even admitted to like, oh, you claim about being 25 is the issue, but like you're saying these in your records. But the thing is, when Joe Budden says that, Joe Budden knows you as a peer. He knows you better than the average consumer, so it can probably sting a little bit. So if literally another person on the side of the street says, man, Gary, man, fuck you, this and that, I'm like, all right, I don't know you. But if Terry said that, I'm like, yeah, what the fuck? I thought we was cool and shit. So, and another thing that kind of like got my attention as well is the fact is like, people might not agree, but it's like the fact that Drake wrote that long ass paragraph on Academics' page. I think in a weird way, I do feel like Drake probably feels like he believes what Joe Budden says. Does he think he's right? Is it like an insecurity? Due to the fact that you wrote that long paragraph, does it feel like, oh, is he kind of right in some way, shape, or form? Is he not saying that Drake is losing his touch? Like we've been saying this multiple times. Drake is on his victory lap. But it's like when niggas kind of feel like Drake is doing a dip, they got to mention it. They kind of got to scream it louder than his accomplishment.
So it would have been better if you don't say anything, though. If you don't,
but niggas got feelings.
I get it.
No one's above being insecure.
No, I get it, but I'm just saying, like, now you leave room for what you just said. Like, you answering it like that, damn. Joe Budden struck a nerve like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you've never seen Drake write a paragraph to anybody else.
Not even to women or just to anybody. Yeah. But the fact is, like, in Joe Budden, you're like, even though with all the jokes saying that you're a failed rapper, it's like, bro, you're Joe Budden, you are a respected lyricist in hip hop.
Oh, yes.
And there's been on record that Drake says he's always admired Joe. And even though we do know that, like, the tension between Drake and Joe has been on and off, and like allegedly they have their Eskimo brothers in some way, shape, or form. They probably mess with the same women. So obviously some jokes can kind of mean a little bit deeper.
Joe is a sniper.
So like, listen, he's the best of them. Both them niggas love Dominican women. I'll leave it at that. But what I would say is like, I think that like Drake kind of like dug it a little bit too deep, because it's like, as far as like, someone even told me, bro, Drake did what a woman would do. Nigga, all you gonna talk about is like how rich you are, you got money. What, am I right or am I wrong? Just tell me. But I don't know.
Niggas though, like we're judged off of our status in our network. Like, I don't think that's a female trait. Like when you studying like what you're worth, because that's the hierarchy in society, and that's the hierarchy amongst men for sure. You meet a man in the room, it's always, oh, what do you do? Because we're establishing a hierarchy. So, especially in the celebrity world, if you're at the top of the celebrity world, you're gonna flex that. I mean, it's what it is.
The last take I want to have on the Drake versus Joe Budden, but I think where people call Joe an old head, where it's like, yo, fam, if you're literally in Drake's position, you're on such a high. Like, how the hell do you take advice? Like, even when like Kanye said, I don't take advice from people less successful than me. Whereas, like, I get it. and on top of it, when Drake, you've literally been the most consistent rapper probably ever besides Jay-Z. And you literally had the youth in a chokehold for the longest period of time out of anybody. It's like, I think Drake is doing what he's supposed to do. I think the last album, Her Loss, I think that's probably right now, that's my favorite Drake album. Even though I know it's a collaborative album, that's my favorite Drake album, because it was like, yo, I got the adult shit, breakup songs. I got the best bars I probably ever heard out of Drake on Middle of the Ocean and multiple other records. And it's like, when you listen to this, where it's like, oh, you kind of made this for the pups. You made this for the kids. You going into that direction. And so people kind of take it as like he's kind of selling out in a way. But Cheech, what's your take?
I spent the last few days thinking about what I was gonna say, and it's a lot. It's a lot.
No
One,
one died, bro. Just saying.
no. It's a lot because I have love for these two gentlemen, and I love them for two different reasons.
What side
But
is he going
what I
on?
want to start with, is they're both respected at their specific fields.
Yes.
And what I want to highlight is the best don't respond to anybody that's below them in a sense. I'm not saying rapper wise Joe Budden accomplished the same things as Drake, but he's on the top of the black media field. So it's like his voice is the loudest one. So there's a lot of people that didn't like the album as much as they claim to like it, but they're gonna hide behind Joe's opinion, or they might wait till Joe say something for them to like piggyback off what Joe says. Because again, I want to start with Joe is a rapper. He's listening to this with an analytical brain. He's listening to this with a rapper brain. Like if you could have went harder here, he's gonna think that. If you feel me slip the jab, or you let another rapper get the better of you, like he's gonna notice that. You feel me? Because nigga, as a coach, even if you coaching soccer or basketball, like it's the same thing. Like Doc Rivers don't have to have had LeBron status to see where LeBron could have went for a three. It's like I played the game. I know what you should have crossed that nigga, went in the paint. I know when you being soft and when you being aggressive. I could call it out because I played the game. Maybe not at the same intensity. I probably didn't make as much money as you, but I was healthy enough and I was good enough to make a team where I can critique play, retired, and now I could coach. I could guide other people, right? So I want to start by saying that Drake even highlighting Joe Budden or or even responding to Joe, it's like, okay, cool. Not you, nigga. Like anybody else could have said something, but the fact that you are saying something pisses me off because I feel like on Drake's level, because he has somewhat of a relationship with Joe, he felt like Joe should have been a little bit more gracious, especially when the album dropped literally today. You feel me? Joe records on Friday, the episode come out Saturday. So the album came out 6 a.m. You probably got in
Less than 24 hours to review it.
less. You feel me? You one out of respect as a lyricist. You feel me? Because on Drake's end, right? If I'm analyzing things from Drake's end, it's like, yo, you haven't lived with the album for more than 24 hours, and you have all these things to say. This album took me months, maybe a year to make. So how can you judge something with this much production, this much money, this much sweat, blood, and tears on it when you didn't know what I went through to even get this album done while I'm on tour
And
performing for 2 to 3 hours a night?
and
Give me a fucking break from an artist standpoint, because you gotta understand. No, because listen, I'm a Scorpio, because like you extend grace and you like, you know what? I show love to everybody. Drake is not mixy. You feel me? Drake minds his business.
Drake is very mixy.
When I mean mixy, is like Drake don't come down often to involve himself in other niggas' businesses. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
He's mixy with women. We've known that.
He throws
Yeah,
a lot of shots.
Yeah, but he's done it in music. Like, he'll rap a nigga head off. He'll beef with a nigga. He'll say some sly shit. But what I'm saying is, I understand how he felt, because these artists talk about it all the time. They treat an album like it's a baby. Like, this is my gift to the world. You feel me? It took me time to come up with these bars and to cater to all my demographics. As Drake, I have to cater to the youth. I have to cater to the old head. I have to cater to the R&B niggas. I have to cater to the core rap fans. I have to cater to my day ones. So it's like, nigga, relax. Like, give me a few days, live with the album, then come back and do a review. But at the same time, what I want Drake to understand is everybody have a job to do. And to Joe's defense, it's not even on Joe's defense. The way Joe probably is looking at it, fam, I'm the media. And I used to be a rapper. Who's better to deconstruct this and tell you how we feel, if not me? You feel me? Yes, there's other rappers with a podcast, but they don't have a voice as loud as me. Or they probably were not as good of a lyricist as me. You feel me? So people have trusted me over the years to give reviews. And as a fan of the Joe Budden podcast, Joe has given Drake his flowers thousands and thousands of times. And it's like, you never heard the positive. As soon as I say one thing negative, you on my neck. And fam, everybody can't ride your dick when you drop. You gotta understand that it comes with the territory.
There's some critique needs to happen. Yeah.
Some critique needs to happen. Like, yo, your camp is dick riding you. Nigga, half of the industry want to work with you.
Not half, the whole industry.
The whole industry want to work with you and possibly want to be next to you. Or wants a hook, a verse, or want to be in your presence.
Even a picture.
So of course niggas is gonna dick ride. Somebody have to have the courage enough to stand up to the monster. Somebody has to have the backbone enough to stand next to the big bad red dog and say, no, I think you should have done this. I think you should have done that. Again, to your point, I don't think Drake should have responded. And if you did respond, you could have easily give that nigga a call. Fam, I think you got this album all wrong. And again, that was my AK in the beginning of the pod. If you got my number, why are you atting me on social media? Like, we men at the end of the day. We can talk.
Not to cut you off another.
Well, but I'm sorry to cut you off, but he said it. He said what he said publicly, so Drake did what he did publicly. That's how I looked at it.
I understand, but it's
Here's
like
my other thing.
You release the album publicly to be judged. Once you release it to the public, it no longer belongs to you. If you wanted to keep your thoughts to yourself, you could have kept it in a hard drive.
Yeah, what's your take?
Have you ever heard a song or an album in any time in your life, like when it first dropped, you're like, shit's terrible. And then 4 months later, that shit's on the radio, you're like, yo, this shit's good.
Whole lot of red. I get slammed for it all the time.
Now, with that concept, I know we're in a social media wave, and it's like, who's the first to upload the critique? Who's the first? Here's the recap of the album. But I really wish people would let it marinate. Like, the album just dropped, fam.
And you said in the group chat, literally the first day, like, fam, like, we didn't even validate it.
No, but it's like the album drops at 6. People got reviews up at 6:02. Damn, the album just dropped, fam. Like, my thing, like, bro, there's a lot of music, and people can relate to this, that drops. You don't have no feeling of it when it first drops. Then the number one hit on the album keeps playing. It keeps playing. You're like, I like this song. I like this song. You gotta let this album marinate. How it first sounds when you first hear it, it's gonna sound better. Yeah. Or sometimes it can sound worse. But a lot of times music gets better. But our ears are gonna get more comfortable to that song.
Terrence.
And no, I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. I know Joe Budden put up the review, and this is more so not even towards him. This is just towards everybody that's talking about it. Me personally, I'd like to give it a couple weeks because
you can't do that in today's climate.
No, that's what I just said. Everybody is so instant, but I guarantee you, like, okay, think about Drake's first couple albums. They sound even better today. Time has gone, and you're like, dang, you go back and listen to that Drake song, like, man, this sounds really, really good. You appreciate it more. I think when you give such a quick review, I mean, we're gonna come back 6 months from now.
Dog,
those songs are gonna sound better.
I understand.
It's the first time hearing it.
But
your
you know
ears
what?
get used to it. It's gonna sound better.
I'm gonna tell you why again. And this is the last thing I'm gonna say about this, and I'm gonna wrap it up. I've noticed that critics and podcasters in the media have been harsher to artists of Drake's stature, Kendrick and Cole, because they don't have the most friendliest relationship with media. You don't sit down with niggas.
That's true.
So who am I respecting? Drake, you don't sit down and do interviews. Nobody gets to hear your thoughts, your emotions, and what you're going through until you give it to us. So if this is all I got to judge you on, then it's so be it. You don't respond to anything unless it's negative. So guess what I got to do to poke the bear? Say something negative. And that's his fault. Because what it is a lot of people were pissed off. A lot of podcasters were pissed off when Drake decided to shine the light on the Bobby chick, right? Fam, you could have went on Drink Champs. You could have went on Joe Budden. You could go to Breakfast Club to do your media run. You don't do any of that. You avoid everybody. You treat... Again, I'm a Scorpio. I understand the mentality. I work my whole life to separate myself from you niggas. I get it. That's what we're doing with this podcast right now. Quality-wise, consistent-wise, product-wise, we trying to be the best shit out of this city so it can even be compared to anything else because that's it. Nigga, you want to come to the flyest shit, you picking us. There's no discussion about it. I understand. But at the same time, when you sit at that top, niggas is going to come for you because you think you... Because you're going to think, oh, nigga, you high and mighty. You don't want to talk to us? Well, we got a lot to say to you. You feel me? And again, when people are plotting again, you dominated for so long Drake, can you imagine, nigga, rappers that have failed have a lot to say. Imagine a successful nigga, his stories. And what he get and the constructive criticism that he could give and the insight he could give into the up and coming generation. Drake, you are
To play devil's advocate, that's how you keep your brand fresh. Like, you're not saturated in the media. You're not going to any little. Yeah, he went to the Bobby thing, but that wasn't even an official interview. That was almost
but
like,
if you're not gonna respond to the good, don't respond to the bad.
I'm just saying devil's advocate, that's
you're
to keep your brand
describing
fresh.
Denzel,
That's all
you
I'm saying.
describing Denzel to me. You don't see Denzel Washington unless he got a movie to promote, and that's it.
See.
I don't know what car this nigga drive. I don't know where he live. I don't know the names of his kids. I see that him, Brad Pitt, all them old Hollywood niggas. I don't see them unless I have to see them. If you're gonna play that game, do that. But when you floating around, you on a jet with Yachty, you in the Bahamas, you in Turks, you moving around with bitches, you fucking niggas hoes, and then you can't sit down with media niggas to talk about the album, and you mad and you butthurt when niggas got a review, it's a problem. And I'm saying that as a nigga that fight every day to separate himself from other niggas. I understand.
Okay.
That translates a certain way though. But at the end of the day, the only thing I don't respect about this whole exchange is, fam, niggas, y'all too grown. Y'all too grown. Get on the phone.
Okay.
Make that call. Get on a DM. Get on a text message thread. This is corny doing this online. For an artist your caliber, it's tacky.
All right. So what I would say is that, like, the one thing I didn't like about Drake is, like, the fact is, like, if you gonna respond to the bad, you gotta respond to the good too. Because Joe Budden gave high praise for Her Lost. A lot of people did, but Drake quiet as a mouse because he knew he dropped that heat. But Drake knew that putting out this album where it was gonna get mixed reviews because everyone's like, "Oh, everybody want this rap album." I know Drake knew I'm pretty sure Drake knows his audience. Just like how with Her Lost, we knew we were gonna get with Her Lost. 21 Savage, we're gonna get the gritty raw records, and obviously 21 Savage is not like he doesn't hide the fact that he loves R&B too. So I know we're gonna get that soft shit as well. But the thing is like with Drake is like, yo, Joe Budden gave you high praise, especially in that song Middle of the Ocean. Nigga was literally gassing you. But on top of it, but you hear one little critique and then you out with this. And this is why, like, I had the conversation with Cheech too regarding to, like, even with our YouTube comments, where it's like, yo, fam, I remember when, like, there's this one episode we were talking about, like, another podcast, and like their minions came in to try to attack us, and then Cheech literally spending time and day replying to all of them. I'm like, yo, fam, what you doing, bro? And he was like, yo, like, I got time today. Like, yo, fam, there'd be people that be saying, oh, I fuck with the shit. You got to respond to those people too. You got to keep the same energy for everybody. That's
but in my case, I do. I like all the good comments, and for the bad comments, because to me, here's the thing. I think when you
not this way, what's like a bad comment?
No, it was not a bad comment. It's just like when we dropped the episode and we talked about the Miami podcast that got defunded.
Fresh and Fit.
Fresh and Fit. That episode got us a lot of backlash because why are y'all talking about a podcast that's more successful than you? I'm like, yo, we're men at the end of the day. They were doing corny shit. We can call out corny shit. I don't need $1 million to call out you being corny. If you be misogynistic, I don't have to be as rich as you to call you out on it. Like that's the sick shit with men. And again, I get in my ego shit sometimes, and I try to have a balance. You feel me? If you're gonna respond to the good, you gotta respond to the bad. Drake, if you're gonna be above all, be above all. Sure. Act like you don't fucking see it then.
As we wrapping up, we kind of got to get into like more artists that need to change their ways. Basically, so like there's 2 artists that's been in the headlines lately for not the best of reasons. I don't know if you've seen Sexy Red.
For sure.
So I just want to bring this in. So Sexy Red got caught pretty much. She didn't get caught. So she was having a night of passion with a video came out of like that literally was uploaded on her story on her Instagram story of her having a night of passion with another gentleman. So,
but first, let's
no. Let me bring it in. Let me bring it in. So I saw that. Did we all see the video?
Yes.
Well, I saw the video on Twitter because obviously,
me too.
Literally when you go on Twitter, the shit was right there, boom, in full 4K. It's definitely Sexy Red, and even had her little freaking name with the blue check mark right there, Sexy Red. I'm like, okay, this is her. So my thing with Sexy Red is like, yo, you need to get that. Yeah, you got to get that mentality out your head. You need to stop talking to niggas with ankle monitors on. You got to stop fucking fans. No matter how good he looks, no matter how good the dick is. And first of all, where is your team? Why are you having sex near your phone? And the shit that pisses, I don't care if you want to make your little sex tape cool. Everybody has their own kinks. Everybody has a right to do whatever they want. But fam, do you know this man? Clearly, you don't know this man that well. The fact that he's fucking you and literally recording you, and obviously, everyone who has a phone, your Instagram is never literally signed out. You just go on your Instagram and then post the shit right then and there. And the one last thing I want to put on this conversation on my end. I can tell who never saw a vagina before. Niggas like, oh, it's not pink as you say. Fam, the inside of a vagina is pink. Clearly. This week told me who saw a vagina before.
That sex tape was atrocious. Let's start there.
Yo, her tattoos is out of
That was atrocious, but I'm not going to diss her like that. I'm going to speak to her on a more positive note and just give some advice. When you're a female, like, artist that's getting as much clout and notoriety as you're getting, your sex appeal is gonna help your sales and everything. You're not the baddest off the rip, but you're not the ugliest either. Like,
don't get it twisted. Sexy Red is a hood nigga's dream, pretty much.
No, she is, but she can still up her sex appeal. Like, okay, like Cardi B. When Cardi B first came into the game, she was just that hood chick from New York with the fucking busted teeth.
Yeah, that's true with the long tongue.
You feel me? But she upgraded, and her sex appeal now is top tier. Even though they have old leaked videos of her from her stripper days and, you know, whatever her doing dumb shit.
Niggas got sex tapes with her and shit.
But I'm talking about her right now. Her sex appeal in the rap game is top tier. Nicki Minaj, top tier. Like,
shit. Nicki always been bad, though.
No, I know. But I'm just saying, like, as a female artist, your bars is one thing, but your sex appeal is going to make them sales go through the roof.
And your image.
These type of videos being dropped just kills it. Like, that was not it. And the video looks like you in fucking Southside Chicago. Like, that looks disgusting, bro.
She looked like she was on a blow-up mattress.
The whole thing, the spit, everything was atrocious, bro. I'm not even trying to be mean. Like, that thick bulge of mucus that hit her fucking...
And that tells me, I can't say it.
Yeah, thick bowl of mucus.
Okay, what does that mean when a nigga have to spit in it?
Oh, that means she wasn't turned on. Like,
that's what you say. That's what you say. You being safe?
When a bitch is not wet and you guys are getting in it. Hold on, wait. If a bitch is not fully wet, she is not comfortable and she's not turned on. There's no such thing as dry pussy unless you. I'm
my god, that is 1,000% getting blue.
I'm sorry, I had to let loose.
The cameras are all. We not at Twin Peaks right now.
But what I'm saying is, niggas who know, and you've been in some box for real. Like, if a bitch is really infatuated with you and she is turned on, that shit's gonna be a super soaker.
Yeah, Niagara Falls.
You out here with dry, but you probably skipped the foreplay and shoved that shit right in dry.
And that's crazy, yeah.
And that shit had
your face is killing me. Right
shit about to start a fire. You said, let me spit on this shit. Like,
by the way, no homo pause, no condom.
Well, hold on. In his defense, this is taking out the hood, so he don't get. I wouldn't be no condom either. Like, bitch, Sexy Red.
But she said she's a raw dog queen. I'm not gonna lie. I give her more props.
I'm dropping twins in that hole. The amount of what? Oh, I'm out. First quarter entertainment.
First one,
Merch coming soon. Are you kidding me? Yo, are you
stupid?
First quarter
entertainment. Merch coming soon. Are you kidding me though, bro? This Sexy Red and this nigga is on Section 8 and he's got 2 baby mamas. Of course he's going raw. Are you kidding me?
What's your take?
Ladies, I just want you some advice, some positive words. Ladies, I just want y'all to be more conscientious on the type of men that you I'll do it after the pod. I want y'all to be more conscientious on the men that you allow in your life, especially when you got something going for yourself. Listen, I'm at the age now where if you don't have something to lose, I'm not fucking you. Because I don't want no bitch that's gonna get mad when she's mad at me and start posting captions and posting subliminals and tagging me and using vulnerable pictures of me on the internet. Bitch, if you a nurse and you work a respectable field and we beefing, we gonna be adults about this and fix the problem. Like all that petty shit, exposing each other, like that shit is corny to me. Bro, I have nudes since high school, middle school that's not ever gonna see the light of day because that was a private moment that was shared between me and somebody that I was intimate with. You feel me? So it's like, yo, always know who you fucking and have that level of comfortability with them. Because why are you allowing yourself to be recorded if you don't trust the person with that information? One, you sexy red. You feel me? You on tour with Drake, for crying out loud. You feel me? So it's like, fam, you gotta start, like, Rihanna, part of Rihanna's brand, it was fucking quality niggas.
We never seen a naked picture of Rihanna.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you gotta develop some type of mystique. Why are we seeing what your... But I'm saying, why are we looking at what your pussy look like?
She is on primetime TV.
And the thing is, ladies, I know a lot of y'all care about being sexy, but in the music industry, you know what sells? Sex appeal. Cardi B could have a gown on, but her shape, her silhouette, how she talks, how she carries herself, how she sexualizes certain things, how she carries herself as a lady, you feel me? It gives you something to wonder about. When you watch the videos and you see Megan Thee Stallion and she's shaking her ass and she's twerking with the little booty shorts, you can't see shit. But guess what? Your mind goes somewhere because you're envisioning something else if you that horny. You feel me? So it's like, my thing is, always know who you being intimate with. You feel me? And always fuck with people that got something to lose because you got something at stake here. You feel
and we're protection.
And we're protection. And you got people invested in you. Like, this is one opportunity you get to get out the hood. Like, that little $10,000-$20,000 you making off a show is cool, but it's not money you could live off forever. So, yo, you have an opportunity that most people would beg for. So, yo, focus on the money. Fuck quality niggas and stay safe.
Wait, can I ask a question real quick because we're about to wrap up. We're about to wrap up. Unfortunately, I have to ask y'all a question. I don't know. Obviously, y'all seen the video of like the pregnant girl that walked up on Kevin Gates' stage and get her mouth spit in. What would you do if that was your daughter?
Abortion me, please. She had to get rid of it. I mean, that's insane. And
if you was the baby daddy, what would you do?
It's not happening, and I'm not claiming that. That can't be my seed. Not inside her with his spit.
His seed and your seed.
Ridiculous. Kevin Gates needs help because that was sick. Hey, let's keep it a buck.
I've seen Trey Songz do that too. So
let's keep it a buck. She looked uncomfortable.
Fam, he put the same loogie that freaking was on Sexy Red shit was the same shit that went in him out.
Look at the Mucinex nigga in that one commercial coming up.
It's unsanitary,
bro. It's just
it's not safe.
Why? No, you know what's crazy? He would have been better just kissing her, like giving her a regular kiss would have been 10 times better.
Or just using if you was like literally just like mouthing the bitch. All right, even though it's just as disgusting, but yeah, but fam, you literally spitting and bitch, you pregnant.
Yeah, no, she's an L for that.
Woman, where is the value? Where is the self-value? You don't know this man. This man go on tour in different cities every night.
I actually would love to see what her baby daddy thinks about that. I really,
if he's still around, we might have to get a search warrant to go find her.
Like that.
You don't try real niggas like that. You
that
crazy?
Was insane. That shows a level of respect she got for him.
Dog, I'm going on
Fuck
record.
you, nigga, that's Kevin Gates.
Dog,
like what?
I'm going on record to say this. There's a lot of shit that I've seen women get away with, including you, Jada Pinkett Smith. If I'm up,
I wish we had another 30
No,
minutes.
that's fine. But I'm gonna say this: if I'm up and I got some bread, bro, a hitman only costs about. Y'all playing with real niggas, bro. Cause yo, you gotta come around and I gotta claim you now. Like, bro, Kiki just did a little dance and y'all saw the backlash she got. Fib. What happened to? Okay, I understand. Like, it was a cool moment. You got called on stage. That's your favorite artist. But ladies, y'all big on boundaries.
and y'all dare to ask, where is the man that's courting women? We'll get to it next week.
Listen, y'all big on boundaries. Y'all big on boundaries. But when it comes to celebrity niggas, it's like all the morals and what your parents raised you with all goes out the window. Y'all get on them stages and y'all show me your mama made a hoe. Like, I even see, okay, the last thing I was saying, I seen this trend on Twitter all day. Ladies that are, like, girls that are jumping on random niggas' dirt bikes because they doing tricks. You don't know that man. Do you value your neck? Do you value your back? Do you value your life?
Does he have a license?
Does he have a license? Does he have a warrant? Like, ladies, please be safe. Jesus Christ.
But anyway, this has been a very entertaining, very informative, very
telling episode.
telling episode. But of
For
course,
sure.
Terrence, where can the people find you if you want the people to find you?
Oh yeah, you can follow me, King Terrence 3Gs with underscore, or yeah, I'm not really too much on social media. Yeah, which I know I'm gonna be back on the show probably pretty soon. So
For sure.
I'll
We're
definitely
gonna
see
chop
y'all.
it up.
Yeah, man. Obviously, another great episode. And where can they find it? Where can they find you, my guy?
Yeah, man, you could catch me outside, man. If if so these days, because I try to keep a low profile now. But yeah, I go by the name of Cheech, aka if you support anything that I do, salute, aka shout out to the people that watch this pod and really like hold us down. And yeah, man, shout out to anybody getting money, trying to find a way to get money, or is helping somebody get money. Salute.
Well, I by the name of Gary, aka the Pod Father, aka Pod Poppy,
Oh my
aka
God.
Certified Lover Boy, aka this one was for all the pups.
Yeah.
And
sure.
and this has been another episode of
These are the Aesthetics.
We see y'all next time.
Yes, sir.